while the father prepares a delicious barbecue. At that moment, his stepdaughter hands him a letter. She begins to read the letter, and tears slowly start to well up in her eyes. The reason? The girl was asking him to adopt her as his daughter.
I've been working really hard to make this happen, but it's time I ask you, will you become my baby?
He tries to read the letter again, but the emotion of what his eyes read does not allow him to continue a second time. He walks away again, but this time he does not believe what he reads in the letter. When he returned, he embraced the young woman who had given him the letter and said, with tears in his eyes, "Of course I accept you, damn it."
Yeah, I will.
During a family gathering in the living room of their home, Rachel is filmed giving her stepfather a box with a wrapping that holds a secret, along with a drawing she did herself. But her father did not notice something very peculiar about it. Behind the drawing was a letter. Rachel began to read the letter emotionally, while her stepfather shed his first tears of emotion at his daughter's gesture. The letter Rachel wrote to her stepfather contained the following message.
I may not have done the best job making you feel like family, but to me, you've always been my dad, and I've always been immensely proud to tell people that. However, that's just not good enough for me anymore. I don't want it to be by word of mouth. I want it to be official, legally. So, Brett Michael Daniel, would you do me the honor of being my dad? Will you adopt me?
With these words, Rachel's stepfather burst into tears and gave her a long, tight hug to seal their father-daughter love. Standing next to her stepfather in the living room of their home, Jessica presents him with a photo album, just as they used to do. As her stepfather looks through the photos one by one, she breaks down in tears and begins to tell him some emotional words.
And I have no idea what I would do without you. And sometimes I know I don't show it with all the hard times that we've had together. I want you to know that I care about you. And I love you. And I'm glad you have taken the spot that you have in my life.
After these beautiful words, Jessica's stepfather hugs her and breaks down in tears. The stepfather continues to flip through the album Jessica gave him, never imagining what he would find at the end. That's right, an adoption document in which she expressed her wish to be adopted by him. Her stepfather didn't hesitate as he stood up to embrace his daughters. The season of giving continues. The best gift is always receiving tokens of love at special moments, no matter what kind of token it is. This time it was Misty who surprised her stepfather in the middle of what looked like a birthday party. She gave him a big red box with a piece of writing inside that he never thought he would read. When the man read the letter, his emotions grew and his tears flowed without stopping. How much emotion can be conveyed in a 1-minute video? At a very important moment in her life, a young woman, accompanied by her father, gives a gift to her stepmother. The woman is surprised when she receives the box and, without hesitation, opens it to find the most beautiful gift she has ever received in her life. The young woman begs her stepmother to adopt her because her love for her is incomparable. A pair of siblings, Trey and Kellen, were at the center of one of the most touching adoption cases. Raised separately, the two longed to see each other every day, but that was not possible. One day, their case was featured on the news. Robert Beck was one of the viewers who saw the case of the little brothers on television and almost immediately felt that he wanted to be part of their lives. Robert met and befriended both boys, until 7 months later when the boys were taken to court, not knowing it was the day they would be adopted. Since then, Trey and Kellen have been adopted and are now part of Robert's family, along with his wife and 2 other children. Kylie is Tim Bobbitt's wife's daughter, a little girl with whom he developed an incredible bond. For Tim, Kylie was much more than his wife's daughter. She became his best friend. he received a proposal he never thought he would receive. Little Kylie asked him to adopt her. Tim had prepared a surprise for little Kylie that she could never guess. Then Tim began to read her the letter he had lovingly written to her before reading her the adoption papers.
But most of all, Kylie, I look forward to the day I walk you down the aisle on the day you get married, because that's what fathers do. And the reason why I can say that is because today, with all of our family and friends, is the day I get to adopt you.
Christmas is a time for gifts, and what better gift than an adoption proposal? Like most families, this one is gathered in their living room on Christmas Eve, while the father of the family, Tony, sits on the couch. Amidst laughter, joy, and a lot of nerves, Tony gives his daughter a mysterious gift box. Without a second's hesitation, Tony's daughter opens the gift and discovers a piece of paper that will change her life forever. On the mysterious piece of paper were the documents to begin the adoption process. When she realizes this, she immediately bursts into tears and is completely speechless. Tony embraces her in the most emotional moment of the night. Amidst laughter and a few jokes, Tony gives his new adopted daughter a ring, marking the act of adoption and the beginning of a new chapter in their lives as father and daughter. This is clear proof that even the most painful and horrific tragedies can have happy endings. Ronnie was just a child when he witnessed the cruelest scene a child can witness, the death of a loved one. His father, now serving a life sentence, brutally murdered his mother and sister without mercy. Witnessing this, his father unleashed his rage on little Ronnie, stabbing him more than 20 times and burning him alive. The very fact that Ronnie survived is a miracle. However, this terrible tragedy took an unexpected turn that would shed light on Ronnie's life and those around him. The officer who came to Ronnie's rescue unwittingly became his foster father. Detective Blair first saw Ronnie lying in a hospital bed after the brutal attack. It was there, right then, that the officer felt a unique connection with Ronnie and decided to adopt him and make him part of his family.